Hi there. Today on Lydia's Books, I want to talk about some of the things that I've been reading lately and that I've picked up. Some very interesting books have crossed my path. I've picked up a lot of reading that I had not been doing over the winter because I wasn't feeling well, and I wasn't feeling well for quite a bit. But I'm back into the swing of things with reading, hence me buying some bigger books. Before I talk about those that I've just picked up, I'll talk about what I've read in the past little while. A Town Called October by Stephen Vincent. I enjoyed this quite a lot. There were some stories that were not 100% for me, but there was one that really blew me away. The story in this book called Making a Stink is well worth seeking out this collection. And of course, it's a cool new voice in horror, and Canadian horror at that. So thank you so much to the author Stephen Vincent for sending this along. I enjoyed it quite a lot. And like I'd pointed out when I first was unboxing this, it had a lot of swag and stickers and bookmarks. So I have bookmarks galore to add to my collection. I really have to get around to doing a video about bookmarks, my gosh. But yeah, I really like this. I love the cover. I like the typography. I think that he's done a really wonderful job in packaging this and promoting it. Stories that stand out to me, like Making a Stink or The Ear Trumpet, or the eponymous title is kind of a longer novella that starts out the collection, Town Called October. This would be really good for people who love the Autumn Crow series by Cameron Chaney and want something kind of Halloween-y to read in the off season. And speaking of off season, You Can't Take It With You by Marcus Hawke. I've been meaning to read this for forever. I wanted to read it. I was so excited to read it during Christmas. I finally finished it. Absolutely loved it. Always looking forward to more Marcus Hawke, which I believe he has something new coming soon, if I'm not mistaken. I've been sort of hit and miss with social media lately, so I haven't been looking at lists properly. I've been relying a lot on the new releases lists, but yeah, I really love this. I mean, even though it's not winter, pick it up. Put it aside for winter if you need to, but being a December baby myself, you'll see I have a whole bunch of marks here. I'm going to absolutely be reviewing this, doing a written review. Maybe I will re-review it in the winter when it's a little more fitting. I don't really want to wait that long, but that's the season, right? And there's never a season for a Nancy Drew. Every day is Nancy Drew Day. So I'm going to be collecting more Nancy Drew as we go. I had read The Hidden Staircase, and I had started out with The Secret of the Old Clock, of course, number 1. This is number 2. Just some light reading that I've really been enjoying. I'm also reading 2 e-arcs right now, mentioned in the previous video. I'm reading Blood Trail by Harrison Query and Matt Query, and I've got Marcus Kliewer's new book, The Caretaker, on my Kindle right now. So I'm also in the midst of reading those. I can put up some pictures, but I can't show you the book or my progress through them. So I always feel weird talking about my reading of ebooks. I try to not do a lot of ebook reading. I typically only take e-arcs now off of Edelweiss. So yeah, that's that for ebooks. And I try to keep them to a minimum because I really do like hardcovers lately. Those are what I'm reading right now in ebooks, but what I'm reading right now in real life is The Dark Mountain by Richard Laymon. I wanted to get to this for so long because I didn't know that it was Tread Softly. I did not know that. Had I known that, I would have read this a long time ago. I'm only a little bit of the way through it, but it's a perfect summer read. It's not summer yet. It's only spring, but I like reading Richard Laymon when camping is a thing, right? So this is a camping story. Really enjoying it like I did when I first read it. So who knows? Maybe it will bump itself up in my top 6 favorite Richard Laymon. Who knows? Sorry for the clang-clanging. I only have a few more stories left to read in Y'all Ain't Right, edited by K. Trap Jones. And this has Joe R. Lansdale, Casey Lansdale, Edward Lee, Jeff Strand, Rath James White, Christopher Triana, Christopher Rafty, Ryan Harding, Christine Morgan, Daniel J. Volpe, Bridget Nelson. And it's nice to have the women's work in here. It is Women in Horror Month after all. Gregory Norris, Candace Nola, Eric Butler, Douglas Ford, Lucas Milliron, and Patrick R. McDonough. And of course, there's a little novella at the end by K. Trap Jones, the editor. So yeah, I talked about this when I got it. Absolutely loving it. There's a few stories that are hit and miss. There's one that's just rife with typos, and not backwoods, y'all, drawl kind of typos, actual bona fide typos, which really kind of drove me nuts. Not gonna lie, but yeah. totally enjoying this because it's nice to read some extreme horror with your extreme horror once in a while. And then I'll be getting into All the Fiends of Hell by Adam Neville. This is one I've not read, of course. I really do need to catch up on Adam Neville because I've only read like 2 things, and The Vessel and Ritual. But yeah, really looking forward to this as I'm looking forward to his new book. So yeah, that'll be my reading for the next little bit. Aside from the ebooks, it does seem like quite a lot. So I bought more books. Before I get to the 3 awesome paperbacks, Chris noticed this at the library book sale. So these next books are all super inexpensive. They were all thrifted, which is neat. Edgar Allan Poe Hantise. It's just a collection, a graphic novel, comic treatment of Edgar Allan Poe stories in French. So I really do like that for my ongoing life learning French studies. So this will be something interesting for me to read that isn't necessarily a kid's book, but is with the less amount of text, as a comic typically has, something that will be enjoyable to read. E.A. Poe, a critic for the Boston Chronicle, is a bitter man. He spends his evenings consulting a fortune teller through whom he communicates with his deceased mother, and his nights writing short stories. One morning he discovers in the newspapers that a murder similar to the one he's currently writing has taken place. The next day the experience is repeated, and the writer plunges into a nightmarish nightmare. A nightmarish nightmare. That's translated from the French, so of course it's a cauchemar de cauchemar. Really interested to read this and see how my reading comprehension has evolved in the past 2 years of French. Since I read a kid's book, like The Kids of Goosebumps, I found 3 really awesome books, 1 at a Salvation Army and 2 at the library book sale. This really made the library book sale worth it. Unbury Carol by Josh Malerman. Now, there's a lot of people who said I probably wouldn't enjoy it because of the way it's told. I've been very intrigued by the story itself, so I'm going to give it a shot and see how we do. It was inexpensive, a really good edition. It's pretty much flawless. So I was very happy to pick this up for $2 or $3. And I just love the cover. I mean, yeah, I don't have enough Josh Malerman in my life, so this will be a good start. The next 2 are non-fiction. We have Murder and the Reason for Murder, in some cases, The Mask of Sanity. This is an old textbook that I used to flip through in the library in high school and in college. When I get bored, I just pull The Mask of Sanity off the shelf and read about psychopaths, because, why not? This was, I believe, $1, and it's signed from one person to another in 1980. And it seems that it was somebody who was a private or something in the armed forces. And yeah, so very interested. Other character and behavior disorders, including delinquency. Yeah, interesting, riveting stuff. Case studies. Deviations recognized as similar to the psychosis, but regarded as incomplete or less severe reactions. Yes, it has no pictures. I mean, it's a textbook, and it's on that very high clay content, bright white paper. Love it. Bound to Last. That's one thing I really do love about a good textbook. And they were a matched set. Speaking of A Mask of Sanity, my God. A New Kind of Monster by Timothy Appleby, The Secret Life and Chilling Crimes of Colonel Russell Williams. His crimes took place not far from here. He lived in Ottawa, and in the aftermath of his arrest, I worked for a cleaning company that cleaned the houses of people who he had creepy crawled. Those who are Manson fans know the term of creepy crawl, where you dress in black and go into people's houses and sometimes move stuff around or take things. He took things. If you know the case, it's a harrowing, terrible, deviant, disruptive, and really terrifying individual. It was nice to find a little book. I think it was $2 that I paid for this. I've not read anything on Russell Williams. It does say Colonel Russell Williams here. He is just Russell Williams now because they did strip his title. But yeah, a horrible, horrible murderer and serial killer and deviant and just a wild individual who definitely is the definition of a mask of sanity because of things that he did, quite famously flying the Queen from one engagement to the other and being a very high captain at CFB Petawawa near us. So yeah, for true crime fans, a little bit of true crime, a little bit of true crime tertiary reading with The Mask of Sanity and Unbury Carol. Have you read this, or have you read Y'all Ain't Right, edited by K-Trap Jones? I'll be doing another video very soon where I talk about the splatterpunk zines that I have. I'll be reading the very first edition and talking a little bit about short fiction in the splatterpunk and extreme horror scene. So that'll be super fun. Thank you so much for watching, and have an ooky spooky day.